into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello everyone, welcome back to Originals, your favorite CW show. We are here with Season 2, Episode 5, Red Door. I am your host, Roxy Striar, alongside Cortez G. West.
What's going on, everyone? Good to be back. Sorry, I was out for like a week or so, but yeah.
That was a very dramatic entrance you
of
just
course.
had. Always.
I was in the mood.
Always. Let's see how dramatic we can get with Sam Davidson. Whoop, whoop.
That's it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, hello then to you.
Can't beat that. Sam Davidson over here. Thanks for having me.
And the very curly, wonderful Katie Campbell. Woo!
Hello.
Can we get a little wink at the end of that, maybe?
No! You see the sound effect? You see the sound effect? Do it again. Do it again.
That reminds me, I tweeted at you guys earlier, or maybe it was at the Vampire Diaries panel, but it's relevant tonight because we had Nina Dobrev on the episode tonight. By the way, she's so good.
Yes.
But she was on Conan talking about how to be sexy with vampire teeth in your mouth.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, so she says that you got to throw the wink in sometimes afterwards.
As you're drooling.
And you're
rough.
lisping.
No,
It's rough to try to be sexy with it.
What? No, I like when they put their tongue across their teeth.
She did that.
That's how that's what she makes it sexy.
Somehow Conan didn't make it look quite as sexy as Nina did, but it was a good attempt. Yeah, it's harder than you think, and then you got the lisp and you got all the problems. So I'm saying that these vampires have pretty tough lives.
Yeah.
It's hard enough for us to follow their lives as we are going through our phones, looking through all the information. So I just want to start at the top of the show saying that you guys have been unbelievable on YouTube and Twitter and iTunes and everywhere, letting us know what you're thinking about the show and our after show. And a couple of the things that you guys have been saying is, number one, that you really want us to talk about Claylee, which is awesome. I'm so sorry to the fans out there. We will get to that tonight's episode, that we have been ignoring them, and there's a lot of Claylee fans, a lot of you guys, so we will absolutely talk about them. And another thing is that sometimes you guys think that we're very confused about the show on our after show, and you guys are just as confused, or you think that we go into too much speculation. I think that what we're trying to do is talk about all the possibilities. You know, this show is insane. Depends if you're coming from here or from Vampire Diaries. People have different levels of knowledge, so we're problem solvers, and we like to get down to the bottom of things. So,
and when you come in, I mean, it's not like you guys are not helping us out either. You know, you're giving us some news because we ask a question all the time, and you guys answer it by putting it on the cover.
Because they're the best super fans there ever were.
They are.
Yeah, we're a team here. We just it's like think of it as the Last Supper.
Absolutely. So we've been really appreciating your guys' support, though, and most of you guys have had the most kind, incredible, nice feedback ever. So keep it coming and let us know your guys' theories as we go along with our theories. So let's get right down to tonight's episode. We're going to start with talking about Elijah, who, man, this is some dark stuff. Mm-hmm. He's tied up by his mother right now, and he is going through it. He's really learning about his history, things that he doesn't know. Sam, I think it was you who related it to what was going on with Stefan.
Oh, yeah. I think it was season 2 when...
of Vampire Diaries.
The Vampire Diaries, I'm sorry. When Klaus took Stefan, and he never knew that they were ever friends. Stefan didn't know him and Klaus were friends. And then at one point...
back in the Ripper days.
Yes, when he staked Rebecca, right before that, Klaus told Stefan, like, remember, or something. And it was just like, boom. And then you could see he remembered. And that was something similar that happened tonight with Elijah and Esther.
Yeah. Were you guys surprised to learn this about Elijah, that he had really been the one who killed Tatia?
You know, the whole time I was sitting here like, I really think that she's playing. Like,
yeah, me too.
I really thought it was not for real.
Oh, you thought that his version of the truth was the actual truth?
I did too.
Do you still think that there's a chance of that?
Of course.
Yeah.
So you guys aren't sold on Esther's story right now.
I don't even like who's Esther right now. She just giving me too Angela Bassett right now, and that's not. If
She
it's not
gives
Angela
you
Bassett,
what?
She's giving me too much.
I get what
Angela
you're saying.
Bassett, and I don't. If it's not gonna be Angela Bassett, I don't want
In
to.
American
Oh,
Horror
yeah. I'm with
Yes.
you now.
Yes.
I thought you were saying ends of the basket. I was like,
I
what is this hip term?
I heard that too.
Oh, you heard that too, engineer?
Yep, our ones and twos.
Here,
And the
I
other
like
ones
Angela
and twos, please
Bassett
agree.
right here. I
Thank
know
you.
exactly
Give me
what
some
you're
sense.
talking about.
You know what though about her possibly not doing that to, or making that up and Elijah's story being real? That's what I originally thought. But by the end of it, I think that she is correct, and I think we're gonna learn more of the stories that he put behind the red door.
Okay.
But it makes me sad though, because I just said in the last after show that he is so good. He doesn't do these things unless he has to, unless it's a threat of his life or of somebody else's life. But
No, don't get me wrong. She may be revealing some things that we did not know about Klaus. Don't get me wrong, but I think that Esther is at this point is willing to do anything to supposedly bring her children
true.
back together.
And it's something that I would expect from Esther, but it's so horrifying to watch Finn go along with this as he sits there and almost smiles and enjoys it.
But he kind of gave a look at the end when she was, talking about what she wants to do. He looked at her like, this is kind of crazy.
And also, that's not the first time he looked at her like that. Remember at the table?
Yeah,
yes.
at the very nice family dinner you're talking about.
But it keeps on going. It makes me think that he has to have
That's
a
his
reason.
mother.
But the rest of them abandoned their own mother because she was crazy.
Well, we're talking about Finn.
yeah, that's
Finn has
true.
always been pushed
Mama's
away,
boy.
so now
Well,
he's getting attention. So.
I guess, but also the least attractive out of the originals, the original Finn. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So you're a little biased against
Okay.
him right
I
now.
get it.
I see where we're going with this. Go ahead.
I was going to say that he, in the Vampire Diaries, he was more passive. We're seeing a lot more out of his character in season 2 of the
He's
original.
pissed.
But he does anything she says, and he did that in the Vampire Diaries, but we see more from him now. He's kind of devious.
But
Yeah.
how much power does Esther have? Is she able to control her? But she wouldn't be able to control her children's minds because she would be doing that. 'Cause
Yeah, if
that's
she
what they
could, she
want.
would.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that a lot of the YouTube comments we got were very valid about the situation because we all keep saying like Finn and Cole, they're just kind of pissed. Why are they so pissed? Well, in all fairness, Klaus and Elijah weren't the best to them. I mean, daggering them, leaving them in the box for 900 years.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best brotherly move.
I think I'd be mad too.
Yeah, I think I'd be a little ticked off. It's not very family-like at all.
Right, but our feelings versus someone that's thousands of years old.
Very different.
feelings. It's like maybe a friend slapping you in the face, aka daggering you when you're like 2,000 years old.
Yeah, it's all relative. Totally.
It's like you gotta forgive.
Yeah, I get that. So going back to Elijah a little bit, though, he is learning about everything he did with Tatya. He seems kind of disgusted with himself. And then we seem to flip the switch, and Esther decides, now I'm going to let him see what the future could be like, or let him dream a little bit.
His version of the future outcome.
Right.
So
we
you're
got-
saying you believe that Esther is telling the truth or showing him the truth?
I do. I do believe that Esther showing him the truth, which is very unfortunate. But what made me really believe it actually was the moment she talked about him, as long as his hands were clean and his suit was tidy.
That's true. Now,
And that's so him. You think about him
Yes.
in his freaking clean ass suit after
Right.
he's just torn somebody apart, and the hands clean, tidy suit. Forget everything
behind
on the
the
red
red
door.
door.
Like exactly.
What
So-
if he's worse than Klaus?
man?
And we just have never, ever seen it.
That's what I'm saying. I thought he was just always doing the right thing, but I think we're going to learn more, and he's...
right. That's what I said. I'm kind of torn between the two, but I still feel like she's gonna show us things that we don't know about Klaus. But I still kind of
About Elijah?
Elijah. I'm so sorry. But I still
Yeah,
feel
you should
like
be so sorry. Be
girl.
sorry.
They're gonna come here.
so sorry.
They're gonna hunt you down and compel you. Okay, so you think that we're gonna learn things about.
We're definitely gonna learn things about her because I mean it's a mother telling the story, but at the same time I don't think she knows all either. I just think she's just trying to do anything she can to.
Right. All of this is contingent on how much she is affecting what he's seeing in his brain. So is this...
She's going to make it worse.
Right. But even when he switches to thinking about Haley, is this his thoughts or is this her,
that's her.
Right.
pushing
That's
those
her.
thoughts in his mind? Like, is that his dream world or is that what she thinks his dream world would be?
I thought that was his dream.
Yeah.
About
Well,
his
It's he's
possible
dreaming, yes, but it's her putting the dream
No, I
together.
think she's letting him not have nightmares. She's letting him dream, and that's where his mind is going. I feel
Yes.
like she has, like, this is how I picture her. She has 2 buttons. She has nightmare button and dream button. And other than that, she can't really affect exactly what's going on. She can just push, like, up, time for bad dream, and steer kind of in the right direction. Up, time for good dream. But I feel like the things that he's thinking and coming up with, that's himself.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes, it is his son, but I think she kind of explained it to just the other son,
Finn.
in the room when he was
That's
was
how I
like,
felt tonight, though. That's the
when
other
he was
son.
flabbergasted that he was like dreaming, and he looked at her. I think she was kind of trying to explain to him that I'm not
Doing
putting the
this,
dream
yeah.
together, but she's like compelled him in a way to where he's gonna take his own thoughts and things he probably did think about because he actually cares for Haley.
Yeah.
So at that point, for her to come there and kiss him like that, that's what he really wants. So she's making him feel like, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how I'm picking it up, that she's taking all of his feelings and allowing him to make his own dream, and then she's gonna crush him, and that's why she keeps saying that when he wakes, he's gonna say, okay.
Right. Well, I don't even know if she's going to crush them as much as say, like, this is what you can have if you do become a witch. Which, by the way, we heard her tonight say, we've been talking about, does she want them to be human? Does she want them to be whatever? She wants them to be a family of witches. That's what she wants.
And she mentioned about Haley. He can be with Haley and give her a baby.
Yep.
But does she not know that Haley
No, she doesn't know. She doesn't know that
That
Haley's
Haley
child
is a
lived.
hybrid? Well, no,
It's a
not the
hybrid.
child lived, but like if he were a witch, he couldn't impregnate her.
No, she's offering it for Haley, too.
Yeah, she-
That's what she said. She was like, Haley, do this also. Remember when we first see
Yes,
her?
yes, yes.
She wants Haley to come along for the ride, and then there are a whole bunch of witches, and then she can have little grandkids. That's what she wants. Little does she know she already has a grandkid
Yeah.
who's
can't
out
let
there.
her know.
Hope.
I miss Rebecca.
I miss Rebecca. I miss Hope.
It's ridiculous.
I know, it is
It's about
ridiculous.
time
You know
right
what?
now,
I'm a
guys.
little weird because now every time I see the word hope anywhere, I just automatically think of
I know.
Where's
think
the
about
baby?
Rebecca
See
and
the
Hope.
baby.
And every time I
agree.
see a baby, I just think of hope.
I know. I'm with you. I'm totally with you. Oh, that's sick and twisted that we're all thinking that way.
gosh, it's just TV.
We're
We
TV
watch too much
obsessed.
TV.
Okay, Katie, I wanted to ask you this because I know that you happen to be a very big Elijah Haley fan. You like them together. So, did you feel a little slighted when you saw? We didn't know that this was going to be a dream, and we see them kiss. You must have been excited, and then to know that it was all fictional.
I was literally smiling, and I was like, yes, this is happening right now. But I did think in
Sorry,
my
what was
head,
that? Yes, can we do it again?
yes, you know?
So good.
What I did think in my head was really strange that she just told Klaus we have a problem, and all of a sudden she was biting, Lenore Esther's neck.
I'm not
I was-
afraid.
I was just, where did you come from? How did you find him so easily? That's what crossed my
fast.
mind. But it crossed my mind, and then I saw that and I was like, I don't care. They're kissing. This is great. I'm a fan of them. But I was really upset when Finn started waving his hand in front of him and we learned the truth.
You know, when I was watching it, all I kept thinking was like, oh, wow, I really don't care. Which is such a bummer. I felt like when I wanted Cole and Davina, you guys, we'll talk more about them later, but I wanted them to kiss so bad tonight. I'm such a fan. And I feel like we're building up for it.
Whom?
Cole and Davina.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I feel like we're building up to that, and I've been wanting it, and that moment's gonna be so strong for me if it finally happens. But for this, I feel like they think we've been building, but I didn't feel like we had been. So when they kissed, I was just like, all right.
Well, they were building for a while in season 1 and season 2. They stopped building on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, love never dies.
But I think that's maybe why
Are
you
you
don't have
are you a
that.
fan?
I am. I feel the same way as Katie. Actually, I literally, when I watched this yesterday, I go, hell yeah! I was in my apartment and I went like this. I was sitting on the ground with my cat, and it was just a lovely.
I'm loving this picture we're getting.
Yeah,
I know, I'm sitting here like,
it's a really
the
exciting
cat
life
and
that
the
I have. But then when it didn't happen, I was like, no, and then I was not.
I just had
Honestly.
an Oprah aha moment because when we were leaving the screening room and you were coming here, you was like, I don't understand this Klaus, Clayley.
Clayley.
I got Klaus and Elijah messed up. I thought. Because when I was telling you my side of it, I was talking about Elijah, but you were thinking Klaus, so you were like looking so dumbfounded, like, what is he talking about? So now I get it. I see what you're saying now. So Klaus and Haley, no.
What is Elijah Haley's hashtag?
Elijah.
So
I'm
it's
down
hell at the beginning, so that can't be good. Right?
you guys are big fans, and you're not alone. I see it. There's a lot of Elijah out there. Then, so
you're saying you're not.
I don't hate it. It's not like how I feel angry when I see Klaus with people that aren't Caroline.
Right.
But I am just not. I don't care.
Who do you want him to be with?
Karen.
No. Who do I want Elijah to be with?
Oh.
I was feeling him with Gia last week. We didn't see Gia at all this week. It's not like I'm dying to see that happen because we don't know her that much, but there's nobody that I'm like, oh, he's got to, by the end of the series, he's got to end up with this person. I don't feel like we're there yet. I liked him with Celeste.
Okay, yes, I like
bummer about that.
I like him with Celeste, but I'm with you on that. Like, I like the Elijah and Haley thing, but I'm not sold on it because it's still the fact that she just had a baby by his brother.
Yeah, that's I agree.
So I can't get that out my head.
Very awkward.
It's kind of nasty.
Yeah.
I'm not getting into predictions, but I said this to you earlier, like, spoiler. I mean, I think that her and Marcel, Haley and Marcel, had a kind of bonding. They were trying to help find Elijah. I think
I don't think it was a loving bonding. Though.
I think they would make more sense. I mean, at least she's not with her like baby's uncle.
Oh my God, it's so incestual, guys.
You brought up Celeste though for a moment. Esther did say that. I think she kind of alluded to the fact that he might have killed Celeste.
Well,
yes.
And
when I picture Celeste, though, all I picture is her in the tub, and Klaus had killed Celeste.
And Klaus had killed Celeste. That's what I remember.
He found her, and that whole thing was his thought and made up, and him putting her behind the red door. But Elijah did it.
Do you think that it's possible that Klaus knew that Elijah couldn't deal with the fact that he actually killed her, so Klaus claimed that he killed her? Because I really think that Klaus did.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe there could be a whole conspiracy.
I'd be really upset if I learned that Elijah was this evil.
He killed everybody
for
he
all
ever
of these
loved.
years.
I think that would be so dope, and I think he would gain so many fans. Like people would be like, "Oh, he is so cool."
And then
for killing all the people he loved.
Well, to be worse than Klaus. Essentially.
Sorry, what?
Well, I mean, because we're not expecting it, so everyone is going to be Elijah.
Here's the thing that I was thinking, though. I know we're spending so much time on Elijah, and we'll get to everybody else, but I just keep thinking to myself, he's grown. Like, obviously, the first week he was a vampire, he killed somebody, and it's unfortunate it happened to be Tatia.
Love of his life.
But that doesn't mean that now that's what he's doing. It doesn't mean that he would kill Haley. He's been a vampire for 1,000 years. He can control his urges.
Well, there was that beautiful line. What was it about that Esther said to Elijah with the butterflies and breaking off all their little pretty wings or something? That, and like you said, she listed all of the women that he's hurt.
I agree with you, Roxy, though, that he isn't necessarily going to hurt Haley. She's just putting it in his mind as though you've done this before, you're going to do it again. So beg me for mercy so I can take you and put you into a witch.
I mean, some might call her a witch, but I'm just calling her a bitch.
I was just want to say.
Was that funny? Did I just make it funny?
laughed.
Oh, thanks, guys. The pity laugh. I'll take it. Oh, good. Take it, Cortez. Okay, guys, let's move on from Elijah because we spent a lot of time on him, although he was really important to tonight's episode, and he was separate from the rest of the Scooby Gang. Everybody else was kind of on the same page. Well, not on the same page, but on the same journey together. We have Michael, who is the scariest person of all time. I anytime he's on screen, I'm just like, this guy is so talented and outrageous, and I am petrified of him. And poor Cammy is getting dragged around by him,
But she's very brave. She was standing
love
up
me
to
some
this
Cammy.
man.
Yeah,
He's still trying to get rid of her like she's not relevant.
I love Cammy, too.
I don't think she's afraid of death anymore.
Oh, she can't be. I mean, she got all that weapons.
I don't know, guys.
If I was her, I would be so scared. He scares me.
No.
I think in real life, I would see him and I would be scared for a moment.
When we had Natalie, who played not this Cassie, but the previous Cassie, the young Cassie, come into studio, she told us that Cammy is playing a huge role in this season. And right after she said that, we didn't see Cammy for 2 episodes. So I was like, yo, nah, what you talking about, girl? But now I'm starting to see that because she isn't just like this little lamb anymore, she might actually have some power, and if she is tough, all these things. I just think it's inevitable that she will become supernatural at some point, though.
Or is she a Buffy? She could be Buffy,
Wasn't Buffy a witch?
No, Buffy was a human. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like old school. Joss Whedon. She had things with vampires, but she was a human.
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't know. I have a hard time placing her all of the time, and
she
just
shock
seems
the hell out of you.
I guess, but
One
even
episode,
though
you're gonna be like, I love Cammy.
maybe, but even though she seems stronger tonight's episode, she was still used as leverage. She's always being used as leverage. Michael's pulling her around so that Klaus will follow, and so that when he comes, he's got Cammy, and she's half eaten and all mangled and stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just sick of seeing her like this.
Well, because he knows that Klaus cares a lot about her, so that's why she can be used as leverage.
That's true. That's true. And also the fact that we find out that Klaus cares even more about her than we thought tonight's episode, because
I thought so.
He gives her the white oak steak. I was baffled in this moment. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I thought that Klaus never, ever, I don't even think he would hand it to Elijah. He's just like, oh yeah, Cammy, go wait in the car and take this white oak steak. What?
Could he, okay, this is crazy. Could he have possibly compelled her at some time we never saw? And I mean, why would he trust somebody so much that he has not really had that much of an interaction with?
Because he thinks the only one out to get him is somebody who's in the back seat of a trunk, daggered with the Papatunde.
He's smarter than that.
He trusts her, though, and I think that he loves her. I said it before, love is a beautiful thing, and part of beautiful love is being vulnerable. She makes him vulnerable.
You all think that Cammy is leveraged. I think that she's leveraged in a certain kind of way, but at the same time, she has nothing to lose, and she said that.
Yeah, that's why I think she's not afraid of death.
Exactly.
Because it's like, what else could happen?
And if you think about it, when she gets ready to say like a big scene, a big like what would you call dialogue, she's like very into it, and you saw how like he had the dagger like in her face, and she was like this close to it.
Yeah.
But she really meant what she said. Like at this point, she has nothing to lose. So.
I guess Klaus goes after her, or he's also going after Michael. It's unclear which one he's actually going after more. And he's going through, what do they call it? The Hillbilly Halloween. Which
was weird.
Which was bizarre. And Michael had compelled all of these people, and they're all like jumping up and trying to get Klaus, and Klaus is like flicking them off like flies.
Trainsaw massacre, like something with potato sacks.
Yeah.
Over their heads.
And I thought he was hungry. I thought he was gonna eat. I was like, dude, why didn't you eat?
Who, Klaus?
No, Michael.
Michael? Well, I think Michael had eaten, but then he wanted more with Cammy. So Michael finally finds them after jumping through all these hoops, and he's on the phone, and Haley calls, and she needs help, but he can't do that because his life is at stake, and there's so many things going on with him, and we have another showdown between Michael and Klaus, which was really cool because you guys know from last week's after show that I was obsessed with the showdown last week. I thought I love seeing these two go head to head, and I was excited to see it again. Did you guys think at any point one of them, this could be their last episode?
Oh no.
Well, because Klaus said it on the phone when he was speaking. Who was he speaking to? Haley.
Well, at one point he was leaving Elijah a message, and at the other point he was speaking to Haley.
No, he said to Haley, it's either going to be me or Michael, and that's what's going to happen.
Well, I didn't think so because Michael and Esther have yet to meet, and Klaus is not going to die.
Right.
And it's not what happened.
Did you guys notice that when Michael was sticking up for, or was talking to Cammy about why he hated his son so much, he kind of seemed to have love for Esther still. He was like, he killed my wife and tore my family apart. And I was thinking, I've been so talking about how them meeting up again is going to be really bad, but then I was thinking, is it possible that it's water under the bridge that she cheated on him and he just wants her back? Like, could this family ever mend and be together again?
Well, that's what they want, right? And
that's what Esther wants.
And that's what Esther wants. And maybe that's what Michael wants, with the exception of Klaus, because he's not
He's a
technically
bastard.
part
He's a bastard son.
of their
Got it.
straight on family. But I think that, I mean, Esther knows all, kind of, and she knows what Michael's been up to. She would have found him.
But you know what? She doesn't know all. She doesn't know all because she
'cause of
doesn't
the
know.
baby.
She doesn't know about the baby, and she doesn't know that Michael's here. So I'm
So we know she doesn't know
I
about the
don't-
baby because she has not forgot about her daughter.
about Rebecca.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's no way she knows about the
I don't
baby.
think she knows.
There's no way.
But how has she not been tracking Rebecca if she
Thank
thinks
you.
Rebecca's alive?
Well, Rebecca put the cloaking spell up, so I don't know.
But Esther is stronger.
And I don't think that Rebecca is her main focus right now. She needs to focus on the others first, and then
Yeah.
she'll deal with that later. It's not so much of a threat.
Rebecca
to
wasn't
her.
a problem child.
Yeah, she's malleable. It's like, hey,
She wasn't
Rebecca.
She might be a bit of a slut.
Come
but,
here, Rebecca.
You know,
Sit right here.
never heard anything.
Rebecca, here, you want to be a witch? Rebecca's like, yeah, okay. Well, there's many times where Rebecca, remember when we finally had the cure on Vampire Diaries, Rebecca was kind of
wanted
after it. She wanted that cure. We couldn't give it to her because we only had one, had to be given to
Rebecca
Catherine
just want to be
eventually.
in love.
Yeah,
with a man.
no, yeah, kind of. We don't know what she wants now because she is not on the show. We don't see her. Come on, guys, get her back. Claire Holt, we miss you. But going back to what actually is on the show, we have the battle. Then Cammy's sticking up for him. Then he ends up getting stabbed with the white oak.
Because he threw the Papatunde's blade
Yeah,
at her, and it
the
almost
knife.
killed her, and he saved her. So
Right.
while he was saving her, Michael jumped up and took the chance to turn that white oak stake around and just stab him.
Right, and I was sitting there because I had forgotten what was going on with our other mission, that they no longer were unlinking, but now they were de-strengthetizing. Is that a word? Does that work? De-strengthetizing the... Sure, okay, we'll let it fly. They're de-strengthetizing the white oak. They're draining the white oak from its power. Thank you. And we see... I forgot that for a second. I was like, are we serious? How... Klaus just got
Was I
stabbed
the
with
only one
this.
that Was I the only one that felt as if Cole was going to I didn't trust him at first. I was like, oh.
Oh, of course not. You can't trust him.
I trusted him at that moment because I thought from all the previous things that had happened throughout the episode with them that they were showing some sparks, or he obviously
Yeah.
has feelings for her. She was kind of like, oh my God, when she learned the truth. But I thought I could trust him completely when he said take my power, channel my power right now.
Okay, so let's go back a second because I want to talk about the two of them, their relationship tonight's episode. We really had an arc here, I think. We started with her not knowing he was Cole. Then at some point, she goes to they're trying to do the spell together.
Which she knew was not gonna work.
Right, Esther had said to Cole, either kill the spell or kill the girl. Cole didn't kill the girl. And then finally, when Davina realizes it's not working, she grabs him and she sees what he had done, that he had, with the bracelet, with the white oak, with Michael, with everything, knows that he's Cole, saw the interaction with Klaus, etc. She doesn't trust him. But then, when we get to where we're talking about with Katie, he's like, listen, you have to trust me. You know what? I won't even say anything. Just take my power. Here I am. I'm at your disposal. Take whatever you want. Guys, this is my favorite. I'm digging this relationship. I don't care what anybody says about him being bad. I think that he's going to turn out to be really great. He's in love with Davina. He doesn't know it yet, but he is. And he's going to end up taking her side over his crazy ass mom.
Listen, I think he kind of is seeing that he loves her. He's taking actions as if that
Yes.
he loves her. You know, he gave her the power, and I'm so happy that he did that because she said, oh, I can't do this, and he said, hold it. If she didn't hold it, Klaus would be dead, along with the entire line of
Yes,
vampires.
guys, he's trying. That's like evil villains. That's the process. That's what they do. That's like the first step.
know.
They show you that. Okay, I show you I can be that you can trust me a little bit, and then once you give me a little bit of your trust, now I have you.
You know
so he probably wants to get that white oak and do whatever he's gonna decide to do with it.
Okay, but you know who we could definitely ask about this, I think? We could probably ask Danielle when she comes into studio on December 2nd. She is coming in, so the first Tuesday in December. She will be here.
AFTERBUZZ TV
Amazing. Thank you, Nando.
Yeah.
Danielle Campbell, who is the sister of our very own Katie Campbell.
Hi.
It's not
I'm gonna
true.
Be, I'm gonna be in a suit. I'm gonna be dressed up.
But
She's
somebody has
replaced Davina.
asked me that question.
Yes.
Someone
And
has asked me
I can
if we
see
were
it.
Really?
You're both beautiful. You're both
Yeah.
brunettes. You both have the
Yeah.
same last name.
Both have amazing bodies.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, come
exactly.
Thank you.
So
She's so embarrassed over this. She's like,
I'm looking at her blush. So our very own Davina will be coming in. We can ask her all about this relationship when she is here. If you guys have questions, make sure you let us know on YouTube, on iTunes, on Twitter, on all of those fun things. But let's keep going with this storyline because I know we don't have that much longer. Basically, they end up doing the magic together, or she takes his magic. They're weakened enough that Cammy can pull it out, and Klaus is saved. Woo! That was awesome. I thought that was really cool. I was excited to see that.
Shocker, though. I mean, come on.
Shocker
I
what?
really was surprised for a second.
Shocker what?
He was that he lived. That
Oh, I knew that. I knew
I
he
wasn't
wasn't
scared.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
worried at all.
Yeah, but
bothered.
what worried me a little more was what happened next, which was like, all right, you got this out, but now what? Now we've got Michael who's at Davina's throat, sucking her blood. We got Cole who can't stand up to Michael. What are we going to do? But the rest of the Scooby Gang comes, guys. They come and save the day. Which...
Can you stop comparing Scooby-Doo with the originals?
Why? It's awesome. I think it's the great.
So who is Marcellus? Shabby?
In all
Marcel.
fairness, you can compare Scooby-Doo to just about anything. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm really believing that.
Group
Alrighty.
of friends.
All right, guys.
Friends,
It has
so-
come to this point in the night where we can discuss Claylee. Okay, so if you are a Claylee fan out there, I have a feeling that this was one of your favorite moments in tonight's episode. Even though Elijah is missing, what do we do? What does Haley do? She comes for Klaus, to save Klaus. All right, I have to get you guys' honest opinions across the board. Are you seeing, I'm going this way, we're starting with you, Cortez. Are you seeing Haley and Klaus in a romantic light right now?
Not at all. Reason being is because Haley was there because, first of all, Marcel came there for Davina, and Haley was with Marcel.
Yeah, he can yell at Davina. Girl, get your stuff
I know,
together.
right? So, I mean, of course, she just followed, and then she just saw, oh, what's the name is here? Let me save him. You know,
No,
I don't
well,
think it was meant, like,
he
she just
knew.
wanted to be there, and she was like, oh, I'm going to go and save Klaus. No.
Okay. All right, Sam, what are we thinking?
Well, Klaus is the father of her daughter. And I think that's a big thing. They did have a little bit of a romance that one fateful evening. Might happen again. I think
They did the sex.
Yeah.
They did it once, yeah.
Yeah, they did it. They got to do it again. Like, it's just going to happen. But I actually was very much reminded of, like, the Catherine, Stefan, storyline. Like, Catherine, Stefan, David storyline on the Vampire Diaries. Because it's just this repeating history, and I think she's going to love them both.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, well, I saw something in it tonight where it seems like she could possibly love them both. And not only the doppelganger history will be repeating, but in general, like, just the history of the vampires is repeating. There's this one beautiful woman who loves two brothers. Dun, dun, dun. A new series.
Kind of happened with Tatia, too.
Tatia.
Earlier. What are you thinking, Katie?
I can see that happening, but I am more of a Haley and Elijah fan. I
Yes.
see that happening more so than Haley and Klaus. I understand, a lot of people have been saying that they have these, eye connections, and there's a lot of symbolism to this whole storyline, and they have a baby together, and they hooked up that night. But I just don't see that right now. At least right now. Maybe in the future the show could go that way,
I agree.
but I just don't see it right
Here's
now.
what I'm thinking. So, just have to say it every time, Caroline till I die. But I do like Haley with Klaus better than I like her with Elijah. For Haley. I just do. So I could see why Claylee fans are going a little
And
nuts.
for the baby.
And, and because they have a child. And tonight, when she does come, yes, Cammy initially saved Klaus, but Haley's the one who really comes and gets Michael gone with the chain and all of that. She really kicks some ass there tonight, and she's got powers that Cammy could never have. Oh my God, Clammy.
Well, Marcel did say, I didn't only come for you. We would die if you die as
Right,
well.
that's true. So he's being a little selfish.
But Marcel is too hot to waste. Someone's got to take that.
And could it be Cammy? Or maybe down the line Davina?
Maybe, no, not Davina. That's too weird.
It's like he's like the father.
I'm saying Haley. I think they're going to have a weird night, and they're going to be like, you want to know what? We're not related. We don't share any kind of bloodline, really. Well, they do technically, I guess, share a bloodline.
You know what's interesting, though? If we go back over to Vampire Diaries, we see that if you looked at early season 1, season 2, people really weren't set in their relationships. Like, we had Elena with Nat. We had Tyler with Caroline. There was, like, a lot of different things going on from where they are now. So these early on relationships, they could all change. They're all on the table. So I understand why there's so many different hashtags and so many different fans rooting for different couples. We really don't know how it's going to end up at the end of the day. Okay, guys, do you have final comments on tonight's episode? Any other thoughts before we get into our predictions?
I think it was an amazing episode, I will say. It was a really good, especially for me coming back.
Okay.
I actually do want to say something. I really want to see the original actors of the original characters, a.k.a.
Cassie.
Do you think they could get back into their old bodies? Wouldn't they be all decayed?
I
mean, we saw the flashback tonight with Esther.
Also, you want to see flashbacks of Cole and Finn?
No, I want to see Cole and Finn, there. I don't know how it happened, but it angers me that they're not able to be a part of it.
Maybe they did Walt Disney style and froze themselves.
Oh, Austin Powers, you mean?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Totally. They could have done
a lot of moves that Frozen.
Yeah, you never know. It could have happened. Okay, guys, let's get to some Hit It, Nando prediction.
Road Ride Underground.
Your AFTERBUZZ TV.
So,
prediction.
You know what helped us 0 bits? The scenes from next week. What? Like, literally, the smallest amount of snippets of things that I couldn't quite decipher. We had the graveyard, and there was a bunch of people walking on the stones.
Someone pushing the piano.
Exactly. Dramatic effect. The only thing that was really clear to me was Haley being a ninja. She was like, wah, wah. with those arrows. Girl kicks some butt. What are you guys thinking for next week? Do you have any predictions of your own, or could you tell more than I could based on what they showed us?
I think in the predictions that they showed us, Elijah, we see him saying, it seems one's fate can change after all. Mm-hmm. Maybe he was brainwashed, like you were saying. Something's going on there, and maybe he's tricking Esther and acting as though he, wants to go along with their plan, but he really doesn't. He just wants to get out of the torture situation. But that's what I got from that. And that Klaus and Haley, like you said, she had these ninja moves, and they're trying to save him. But predictions of my own, I think that Cammy and Klaus, we're going to see more of that developing. He did say to her after the whole Michael scene, he said, hurting you is enough to go kill him. Mm-hmm. So there's something going on there. And Michael and Esther will meet. And I also think Cole and Davina is going to be interesting, because when Marcel came to Davina and said, stay here, I'll be right back, she left. I think she's not going to obey him as much as she used to.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, what we got?
I agree with all of those things. I think there's going to be so much sexual tossing around, to be honest.
Sexual tossing around.
I'm not going to say orgy because I don't want to see an orgy. I just want to see, there's going to be a lot of individual switching.
You're probably True Blooding instead of Vampire Diaries originals.
I mean, we're just going to see kissing. Clammy, which is just bound to end up disgusting because it's the gross name.
Yeah.
And I think that Elijah and Haley need to actually they have to get together. And I'm to be honest, I disagree with you. I'm sick of Michael. I'm ready for him to go bye-byes.
Okay. Well, that's what makes for an interesting panel. Cortez, what do we got for predictions?
I kind of feel like Cole has a motive with Davina. I don't think he really loves her or like her like that. I just think it's a cover up because she has the white oak, and he has his own plan.
Okay.
With that white oak,
I could see it all. You guys are pretty smart, wicked smart. Okay, I'm thinking that we're going to see some Josh and Aiden, because we didn't see that in tonight's episode, and off of last week, I'm really missing them. I'm excited to see where they could go. I definitely think we're going to see more Cole Davina. I do think that he's going to realize, oh crap, I have actual feelings for her, and end up going against his mom. And the rest of predictions I can give to you guys on YouTube and Twitter, just like the rest of my amazing panel. Guys, if we are dying to talk to you throughout the week, where can we find you? Like, what was that word? Find you, Katie. You go first.
You can find me on Twitter at Katie Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's, and Instagram at Katie Campbell 13.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SamD43 and online at SamDavidsonEntertainment.com.
Cortez, what were you doing with, what was this thing with the hands?
Music. I was trying to get him I was like, what is he doing?
Now you're cueing the music. Oh, okay.
Yes, well.
I see how it is.
Oh, gosh. You can find me on all social media at Cortez G West. Make sure you also follow us on at AFTERBUZZ TV. We would like to talk to you guys and listen to your comments. Where can we find you?
You guys can find me at Roxy Striar, as he said, at AFTERBUZZ TV, AFTERBUZZTV.com, iTunes, YouTube, rate, comment, subscribe. We read everything. You guys have been amazing, amazing, amazing. Until next week.
What?
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.